John Lewis here of Less Cards Free Adventures. Series testing, successful hunting. Today I'm going to be testing another budget broadhead by DEEPOWER. Now, if you've not heard of DEEPOWER, you gotta just look on YouTube, DEEPOWER Lusk, okay, and see the different heads, as well as their arrows and their lighted nocks that I've tested. I've been really impressed. I was just searching through Amazon looking for budget price things, just wondering, okay, are these any good? You know, are these worth it? And stumbled on DEEPOWER, and man, most of what they've done has been really, really impressive. Well, a while back, they came out with this single piece, all steel, 100 grain broadhead that was 1 1/8 inch cutting diameter. Now they've come out with this 125 grain broadhead that's 1 1/4 inch cutting diameter. And it's, again, all one piece of steel and has a pretty wide cut, 1 1/4 inches. So super eager to put this head to the test and see how it performs. I'm going to be using my regimen for 2022 to test this. And that includes my Bowtech CP28 set at 72 pounds for most of the shots. And I'm using Bishop FOC King arrows for most of the shooting as well. But the really hard impact ones, I'm using the Bishop FAD Eliminator. So let's zoom on in here and check out this DEEPOWER, go through some of the design features and specifications, and then put it to the test and see how this budget broadhead performs. Here's a good look at the head, and man, this is just a smooth looking broadhead right here. It's all one piece of steel, and it's got a cutting diameter of 1 1/4 inches. So previously they made a model just like it. It's this right here. I've tested it in the past, and that's got a cutting diameter of 1 1/8 inches. So now they've come out with a bigger cut version, 1 1/4 inches. So that's going to make a really nice hole. And you see that it's sharpened on the back edges, as well as, of course, each of the blades. And there's a bit of an angle to the back edge there just to aid in pulling them out of a target. You'll also notice that there's a blade over shaft design, that the blades extend over the end of the arrow shaft, and that keeps the overall profile shorter beyond the end of the arrow, aids in durability, as well as going to aid a bit in flight. So the blades are 0.040 inches thick, so nice thick blades, nice big cut. Oh, and you notice that the tip is just a continuation of the blades. They form the tip, but it's filled in a bit at the end to give it a bit of extra durability in a hard impact and prevent rollover. So this is just a good looking broadhead. I'm eager to see how it performs. I'm eager to see if the flight is adversely affected by this being a little longer than the 1 1/8 inch version and a bit wider, and how it affects the penetration as well. But really looking forward to putting this head to the test. $250. It penetrated 6 3/4 inches. $300. It penetrated through 60 layers. It's in pristine condition after the 3 shots through the MDF. Here's the DEEPOWER after 2 shots through the steel plate, and as you can see, it's in excellent condition. You can't even tell by the blade edges that it's even really been shot, except for some cosmetic marking on it. The tip got slightly blunted, as you can see there, just a little bit, but still spins well, really good durability. And that 1 1/4 inch cutting diameter makes really nice holes in the steel plate, as you can see here. Here's the head after impacting the concrete. And you know, I hit it like really close to another hole that was there, and I thought that was going to cause more damage because it would go in maybe at a little bit of an angle, but it didn't. The head held together really well. maybe a slight bit of tip curl at the very tip. And of course there's concrete fused to it all over. And so there's maybe a little bit of a wobble there. It's hard to tell with the naked eye, but that could just be from this extra bit of concrete all over it. But really, it held up extremely well through all of these durability tests. Now I want to show you how I would go about sharpening these heads, because one of the advantages with a solid one-piece 3-blade head like this is you can just sharpen them super easily. And I've got 5 different Stay Sharp Guide diamond plates, okay, and they're in different coarseness, okay. This is 240 grit, this is a 400 grit, 800 grit, 1200 grit, and 2400 grit. So from the roughest, the coarsest, to the finest, I'll be sharpening it. And first I just want to see what the sharpness of this head is. Okay, it's 350. I've shot this one already, so it's 350 to start with. And first I'm going to use these diamond plates, and then I'm going to show you a different way using the Stay Sharp Guide 344. So first I'm going to start here with the coarsest grit, the 240 grit, and the way I'm going to start is I'm just going to go 10 strokes, just laying it flat, and that's what's a big advantage with these 3-blade one-piece heads. You just lay them flat and can sharpen 2 edges at once. And I'm just going to go with starting 10 strokes on each side, and then I'll go like 9 strokes on each side, then maybe 8 strokes on each side, and then I'll work my way down and keep doing that to the finest grit, and then we'll see how sharp it is after that. So we started at 350 and just using the diamond plates flat for about 5 minutes. Let's see where we're at. 250. So just doing that got them about 30% sharper. But now I want to demonstrate the Stay Sharp Guide 344, and this is unique, and I really love this. It's designed for solid 3-blade heads just like this. It has a little bit of a curved surface, and so you use a different sandpaper grit, starting with a coarse grit, working your way to like a 2500 grit, and then using just a piece of paper, like construction paper, with a rubbing compound, a sharpening compound, and you just take really gentle strokes, and that changes the bevel from 60 degrees to 44 degrees and makes them all the sharper. So it takes a bit of time. You just got to watch TV or listen to a podcast or something while you do it, but you just gently can stroke it like this an equal number of times on each side. And one of the most important keys when you're using the 344 is to do enough strokes on one side till you get a little burr on the opposite side, because you're changing the bevel, and so you want there to be like a little rollover, a little burr before you rotate it. Otherwise you're just going to be polishing the edges rather than really changing them. And so it depends on the steel how many strokes that takes, but for like this kind of stainless steel, I would imagine it would take like 100 strokes, like where this counts as 1, going back down and back is 1. So 100 strokes on each side before you go on to the next grit. And it seems like a lot, but it's kind of fun, you know, if you do something else while you're doing it, and then and it really does put a great edge on it. Okay, so we've done that for about 15 minutes, and let's see where we're at. 200. So just those 15 or 20 minutes was able to make the edge about 20% sharper. So what did you think of this model of the DEEPOWER, the 1 1/4 inch 125 grain? Man, it's another winner by DEEPOWER. I don't know how they do it for the price and everything. Wow, it just is really impressive. I mean, to have a solid steel 1 1/4 inch broadhead perform like this did, man, check them out. I'm going to put the link in the description box so you can just go to the Amazon link. And listen, I don't make anything from DEEPOWER for this, okay? I don't have any sales commission or anything like that. I mean, I just like passing on the information that I get, but these are really proving to be a head to contend with. Now, I'll be honest, I wish they would have made it shorter. Okay, if they would have made it even shorter, it would have a bit more forgiving flight, it would penetrate a bit better, and I think they could still get that 1 1/4 inch cutting diameter. But even as it is, Man, this is a real contender. So check out the score sheet and see how it performed in the areas that matter to you the most and see if it might be a good fit for you. And stay tuned for the overall cumulative score as well as the corresponding LUSK grade.